Now for global business updates, Rotus Oddiri joins us. Good morning, Rotus.
Good morning, Dr. Abasi. Good morning, Vimbai. Good morning, Rufai. Good morning, all our viewers out there. Start with oil, of course, and it's good to see the front page of this day, which is second or third headline now in matter of days on oil. 66 for Brent, West Texas at 15. I think we've gained like $1 a day since Monday. 60 on Monday, 61 Tuesday, 62 Wednesday. As I was saying, the Nigeria's benchmark, good on our colleagues this day, which they've been really focusing on this. I remember there was a weekend headline on Saturday or Sunday on oil, and again, $75 benchmark with where oil is right now, you're going to have funding challenges. And it's not just for Nigeria, this is for OPEC members in general, from your Iraqs, your Irans, your Libyas, your Saudi Arabias, and so on and so forth. I remember Saudi Aramco's dividend that they paid to the Saudi kingdom dropped year on year because of lower oil prices. I think we're back on full steam now for Asian stocks. Hong Kong, South Korea and Japan returned to trading this morning. Generally positive across the field there, as you can see, from China to Hong Kong, Japan, Korea, Taiwan, and also in Australia. China stimulus measures that they announced in a press conference yesterday. That's Mr. Pan Gongshang, who's the governor of the People's Bank of China. The 7-day repo rate has been cut by 10 basis points to 1.4% from 1.5%, effective tomorrow. And then there's a 50 basis points rate to the reserve ratio to be held by banks effective on the 15th, which is supposed to bring in about $138 billion in liquidity to China. Also, the mortgages as well. I mean, they're targeting mortgages, SMEs, trying to boost employment, all this to try to blunt the impact of higher tariffs on the United States. So they have this Housing Provident Fund, which is a government-backed fund that is supposed to be able to give lower rates to first-time home buyers. I mean, look at that. It's a 25 basis cuts for a 5-year loan, 2.6% from 2.85. I mean, you talk about, compare that to rates in the United States and elsewhere. So they are really trying to stimulate things on that part. Still on China and the U.S., we finally have confirmation that there are indeed talks. Remember, Donald Trump has been saying that China and U.S. have been talking. There's been no confirmation. In fact, Scott Bessent, in his testimony yesterday at the House of in Congress, said there were no talks, but they now later have put this out there. So they will be meeting in Switzerland this weekend. Scott Bessent, Jameson Gree, who's the trade representative, as well as the gentleman to the left of the screen, China's Vice Premier, Li Feng. And they're going to be focusing on de-escalation, not necessarily trade talks in particular. So this is the first trade talks we're going to be seeing since tariffs were ramped up to 145% from the U.S. and 125% from China. Now, speaking of Bessent, we covered his testimony in Congress. I think it was the House Appropriations Committee that he was talking to. There was a particular part of the talks that got his testimony that got pretty tense, where he was asked who pays tariffs, and he couldn't answer. I mean, I think we all know why he didn't want to answer, because the administration has been trying to say foreign countries pay for tariffs. This is with, I think it's David Polk. He's a representative from Wisconsin. And here's Bessent essentially stammering and not answering the question.
Who pays tariffs, Mr. Secretary? No. Answer the questions I asked, please. I only have 5 minutes. Who pays tariffs?
Sorry? Well,
who pays taraffs?
Sorry,
Mr. Secretary, please.
Excuse me.
The question is very simply, who pays tariffs, Mr. Chairman? I'd like him to answer that question. He wants to answer other questions.
Well, Congressman, if the exporters, they dislike tariffs so much, why wouldn't they? If I think what you're trying to get me to say.
Did you remember the question? I'm not sure you did. Who pays tariffs?
It's a very complicated question.
Reclaiming my time. People pay tariffs, right? Reclaiming my time, Mr. Secretary. Reclaiming my time, Mr. Secretary. Reclaiming my time. You clearly aren't going to answer. I'm not going to waste my time having you go,
Hey, for my YouTube constituency, who pays tariffs? You guys send in answers, because it's pretty straightforward. It's the importer that pays the tariffs. I don't know why.
No, and the people that are buying
the items. Exactly. That's it. I mean,
so these are the lies.
Oh gosh. Speaking of lies, the fact checking. So Carney. In fact, let me put all these numbers first. U.S. trade with its closest neighbors, just so everybody knows. Canada is America's largest client for trade. It's there. It's right there. 349 billion. If you go to the press conference with Trump, Trump starts off by saying that we don't do much business with Canada, and then Mark Carney immediately fact checks him. Just take a listen to it.
Well, we don't do much business with Canada from our standpoint.
Respectfully, Canadians' view on this is not going to change on the 51st day. Secondly, we are the largest client of the United States in the totality of all the goods. So we are the largest client of the United States. We have a tremendous auto sector between the two of us, and the changes that made have been helpful. 50% of a car that comes from Canada is American. That's not like anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, and look, on this 51st states thing, if people should think about the impact of the Electoral College, Congress, and what we would do, because Canada has about 40 million people, which is about equivalent to California. California has 50-something electoral votes. You have to think of what the impact would be, and Canada is a liberal nation, so that would just tilt things in their favor. And so be careful what you wish for. Finally, Jerome Powell is going to be giving a press conference. Dr. Bati mentioned this yesterday. FOMC decision is today. They're expected to hold rates, but everyone wants to hear what he's going to say about the U.S. economy, tariffs, and the direction of monetary policy.
I know we can't talk. I know they said 30 seconds, but in this time. But real quickly, Dr. Bati, you were making a very good point about American foreign policy. The problem with Trump is that he's gone back to the days of the Monroe Doctrine. In fact, an interview was held recently where he put a picture of Monroe, the former American president, that brought about the Monroe Doctrine in the White House. And he said he was very excited. And what does the Monroe Doctrine say? America has a sphere of influence over the Americas. So it's the dilution of the Monroe Doctrine that makes him think he can make Canada the 51st state when Canada does about $1 trillion in trade with him. So he wants to pocket that state. So it's the height of dilution. So I think you need to know how this man thinks. We need to go at this time because I know there's no more time. So Dr. Batemi, you can just send us to a break right now. Thank you.
Okay, very good. But we'll wait for Jerome Powell and what he says today. And India and China and the US, they now say they will talk, right? Yeah. They are going to meet you in Switzerland. It will take like a month. But I think that's a very good development in terms of the trade conflict. India has also reached some kind of accommodation with the United Kingdom in terms of trade deal. The effect of Trump is that people are looking elsewhere for new partners. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Rotus.